the 90s, you were in a band called Ghost Town.
Yeah.
Now, Bill talks about how you came to him asking for money, and then it turned into this whole band. Can you go into more detail on how that all came up and turned into this?
My buddy Dave and I from camp were starting to write together, and Bill was the brother of a friend of mine, a little older, and he had been in a band during the 80s that had, I think, 1 or 2 hits in Canada. So we went to him for advice, actually, just mentor kind of thing, and he actually liked the stuff we were doing a lot, and he said, can I sort of join in? And so the 3 of us started writing, and it was nice because there were 3 writers, and so we had 3 very different kind of styles and lots to choose from. And then eventually we recorded our first CD, just the 3 of us, and a bunch of musician people came in to help. And then we started to play live and realized we needed a band. And then some friends and other people that we found. Anyways, long story short, yeah, Ghost Town went from just Dave and I to Bill to a whole band, probably about a year.
And then he also mentions that Ghost Town is a Christian band.
Yeah.
So why the name Ghost Town?
Bill actually was the one that came up with it. He, like we're an empty shell, the Holy Ghost, one of those things where you could put a lot of different things into it. Just like, I guess, indie artist says, well, what does it mean to you? But we had our different reasons for it, which is just kind of different. And because we're a Christian band, it just sounded like something that wouldn't make sense. So it's another reason we chose it.
And then you've been on the radio a couple of times.
Yeah, actually, I work with a buddy of mine, Drew Marshall. He's got a spiritual talkback show, and just a local thing out of Oakville, but it plays around the world apparently on the internet. Been working with him every Saturday probably for the last 10 or 11 years. So I'm not really an on-air guy. I press buttons. Commercials, and I chime in every once in a while. We banter back and forth, but he's the main focus. I guess it's kind of like, you know, any sort of talk show where you've got like Conan and then you've got the sidekick. Not always there, but there. That's kind of who I am. Yeah.
So what was that whole experience like for you?
Oh, I love it. It's a really great creative outlet for me, because you know, you're an artist, you're a performer, you know, you gotta do, otherwise it drives you nuts. So I teach performance now, so I don't get a lot of time, opportunity to perform. So it's an outlet for me, creatively, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I love it too because, you know, I've been the fly on the wall, interacted just conversationally with a number of pretty amazing people, like Larry King, Romeo Dallaire, who was involved in Rwanda. What's her name? Kathleen Gifford, from, you know, TV, from Today's Show. Candace Cameron Bure, who was DJ on Full House. Alice Cooper, we've talked to. Like, there's been some really amazing people that we've been able to connect with. It's all usually just phoners, but still, what a cool thing. Yeah, I talked to so and so on the weekend.
What was your favorite memory on the radio?
I would probably say it's the mess up moments, or those moments, you know, where someone says something funny and you just lose it. Those are the memories that stand out for me. If you want to pick like my favorite guest moment, it would definitely be Romeo Dallaire. I've got a deep appreciation for that gentleman, and had an opportunity to speak with him and ask him some questions and interact on the phone, and that was a real highlight for me, just like guest wise. But my biggest memories are the ones where something goes wrong, or someone says something silly and you lose music, like the church giggles, you know, you just can't stop and stuff like that. I've had some horrible memories. I remember I was asked to play a song at the last minute, so you come in with a little bit of music, go with a little bit of music. So, oh, do this song, so I found it and then played it, and I didn't get a chance to cue it and listen to it beforehand, and there was a very large expletive. Christian radio station, and the CRTC didn't like it either. It was an awkward moment for me.
Is it fair to say that you initially wanted to be an actor?
Yes, for sure. I accidentally took drama because they canceled one of my other courses. But it was one of those moments I went and was like, oh, I love this. And so initially, yeah, I went into university, taking some drama, taking some, I think it was history and world religions at the time. I definitely considered it seriously and would love to have done it. And then I sort of fell into the music performance. I guess if, you know, I had a choice, I'd want to be one of those, you know, like Sting, actor, singer, that kind of thing.
So have you done any auditions or?
Yeah, I haven't done any live in-person auditions. Let me clarify that. I've done some voiceover auditions. Got 1 or 2 parts. Nothing really came out of it. It's this chicken egg situation where you need to have an agent to get a job, but you need to get a job to get an agent. So it's kind of like this awkward thing. So I've had some opportunities. They just didn't pan out, and that's okay.
So during that whole experience, what part had the greatest impact on you?
How do you mean? Which experience? Like trying to get a job?
Yeah.
I think the impact it had on me is I realized that maybe I didn't have the go-get-em, the stick-to-itiveness, the whatever. Maybe I didn't have the desire that I thought I would. Because it's feast or famine, and it's mostly famine. And I fell in love with teaching, and that's where I'm doing my thing now.
So is that what made you go from actor to teacher?
It's funny, initially lots of people said, oh, you should be a teacher like right out of high school. So no. I got my degree, I graduated in the 90s during one of the great recessions, and you couldn't get a job anywhere, because your degree wasn't enough. You had to be a master's or a doctorate to get a job, but you couldn't work at, let's say, McDonald's or something because you were a university graduate and they knew you were going to just go nuts there. So I did lots of bit jobs here and there. At the time I got married, about to have a kid, and then one day I was at this job I really couldn't stand, looking for the newspaper. There was an ad for teachers. Like, you never saw that back in the 90s. Like, you could get into teaching anytime. And just sort of, maybe I'll try that. Got in, and I thought I was going to be a history teacher, but it's sort of like history repeats itself. I accidentally got stuck in a drama class for my first thing as a teacher, to student teacher, and it was just like, ooh, just like, this is what I want to do.
So if you could go back and change anything, for example, instead of going through the whole acting experience and just going straight to being a teacher, would you change any of that?
In some ways, I regret not getting into teaching earlier. I would have loved to have been doing a job that I love from day one. But by the same token, I don't think I would have been able to be, maybe not the acting specifically, but definitely the music, the ghost town. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was a teacher. It would have just been too much on my plate. And so I have no regrets with regards to having done the music thing. Because, I mean, like, it worked better than the acting thing. We got a little bit more interest in it. We played a lot, performed a lot. People really seemed to like us. But I definitely wouldn't trade that. Yeah. I know it sounds romantic and all. Oh, I wouldn't trade anything. But no, legit.
Well, thank you for your time. That's it.
Cool.
Right.
Thank you. We will do the handshake thing, the hand show up for the little edit. Chris is cool.
What are
three things I like about Timothy Miller? Well, he's incredibly funny, he's incredibly caring, and he's easy to talk to, and also he's a really great drama teacher.
What are three things I like about Timothy Miller? Well, here it is. He's very genuine, he's kind, and he puts his heart and soul into everything that he works on.
Okay, so the three things that I love about Mr. Miller is that first, he's fun. He makes everyone laugh like all the time. Like, he's amazing. Like, he does that brain thing of his, like makes himself like look all wrinkly and all of that. That's funny, okay. And then he like cracks like stupid jokes, which is kind of funny too. And the whole girls, boys, and those undecided, that's funny too. Like all the time. Like, he's amazing in general. Second reason why I love him so much is because we have a personal handshake. Like, okay, like Mr. Miller, you know, okay, we created this handshake. I've known him since like 2 years now, even though I've been here for 3 years, but like whatever, right? Mr. Miller, I love you so much. And the third reason why I love him so much is because he is literally the best. Like, you can come up to him for anything, and like he'll always like try to solve your problems, and like he'll do it in a fun way, and he'll never get mad at you for anything, and he'll teach you instead like how to do things the right way, and that's why I love him so much. I'll miss you forever, Mr. Miller.
Three things that I like about Timothy Miller. Well, he's a really funny guy. He's got unconditional support and love, and he has a really good haircut.